Hello and welcome to Frank's School. This looks like a lot. I'm going to erase as I go because it seems like a lot. I'll go fast. It's time to let the movie go now, but here's some things to look for. I'm doing a guided viewing of Smitten, or All You Ever Wished For, and I call this Act 4 out of 5. I think of it in terms of Shakespearean terms. This will be the dance and the climax. Although it won't be over, but the climax occurs here, just as it normally did in Shakespearean plays. The festal wreath, notice that it's transition from the mayor to Aldo to on top of the pole as the party begins. The soundtrack now comes into its own. The soundtrack appropriately has been clever, but in the background. Now it's going to come into its own, and beautifully does. Notice the boots. It's been a theme throughout. The heart on the grave. Some hands make a heart on the grave. Well, that's Nona. That's Nona's hands, and Nona has been dressed in black. That certainly suggests that she loved the man who had died at the beginning, the old man, by making the heart there. She has no wedding ring on, which I find interesting. Does that mean Rosalia is maybe the daughter? She has been dressed not in black exactly, but she also has been dressed in dull colors. I think there are a lot of cameo appearances here. An example is at the 56-minute 16th second, that couple waving. It just looks like a cameo, and I think there's probably a lot of others. That is a cameo, is when someone just walks on and walks off a movie. The cooking fires, boy, they're awful near wood within the restaurant. The day's menu I found interesting is in German. Well, that part of Italy where this is filmed, actually, they speak German, not Italian. And, I thought Barry had maybe done that on purpose, but he said no, it was something that they missed. You get a reminder of the kidnapping subplot and the tempest that goes along with it. And it's kind of an echo, well, that's a literary device, from the beginning of the movie where you'd seen something quite similar. We find, or at least we're reminded in the conversation between Nona and Tyler, with the mountain background, that the spell came from cutting the trees. This dance is in boots, notice again boots, and Fidelia is a wonderful dancer. I think that's pretty cool. You might not notice that, but I notice that kind of thing. She's a good dancer. She comes into her own when it's dancing time. Muka, the cow's tail wagging, I thought that curious. Cows don't, it's to show that the cow is having a good time too and happy. Cows don't wag their tails because they're happy. Dogs do, goats do, but cows, they wag their tails if there's flies around, but most people don't know that. A chinning bar has been put up there for the dance, and this dance is so athletic in so many ways, but in such a tight space. It reminds me of the famous dance in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers at the barn raising, which I hope you've seen sometimes. How to film that dance in such close quarters. I really think it's if I had to pull a single thing out of the movie, I would say Act 4. You look at this dance. Tyler uses the word, he describes himself as one who is condemned to love. Well, that was an optional name for the movie, I think, and he was, when he slept in that barn, that's when he became condemned to love. Now, I'd like you to stop when you hear, "and that's my son." The one guy says, "That's my son," and "that's my son." Stop right there, if you can. It's after an hour, the 10th minute, right there is the time. Stop there and enjoy this.